Hey, what's going on, everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back today with another daily crypto update. Today we're going to go over our normal schedule and talk about the volatility that we saw today with cryptocurrencies. Now, what happened is we had a pretty nice run up yesterday, especially for Litecoin, and we came up on some resistance levels for a lot of cryptocurrencies. Obviously, that was an area that we were likely going to struggle a bit with, and that's exactly what happened. So we dipped pretty low. We're now coming a little bit higher, starting to stabilize, so hopefully that will continue over the next few days. As we put in a little bit of a base, for now though, we're still okay. I'll go over everything on the technical side of things on TradingView in just a second, just to show you where we need to hold above to make sure that we're still in, a general good direction, somewhat more of a bullish direction. And make sure to follow me on Twitter, by the way, for live cryptocurrency market updates. Now, just to go over really quickly the general market, a lot of cryptocurrencies in the red now, good amount of them down 10%. We do have some that are still holding up pretty nicely. OmiseGo actually had some good news today. Litecoin still holding up over the past 24 hours. And to go over the recent OmiseGo news, it actually inked a deal with Thailand. Very big news for OmiseGo, and just great as far as the general bullishness of the cryptocurrency is concerned. So it actually inked a deal with the Thai government to create a payment system as well as an identification system. Very, very good news here for OmiseGo. Nothing to complain about, and definitely be keeping an eye on this as we move forward. Let's go ahead right into the technical analysis side of things, starting off with Nano now. And unfortunately, things are not looking great for Nano once again. We fell much lower, and that's something that I kind of, predicted. I said that until we break above this downtrend line, we're likely going to face a lot of downward pressure. And we lost that 75,000 Satoshi support level, started to fall, towards 70,000 Satoshis. And once we drop below that, all the way down to 60,000 Satoshis, that's where we got our bounce. We're currently, back a little bit higher, back towards this shorter term downtrend line. And, of course, we have our long-term downtrend line right over here. Either way, though, I don't think Nano is going to be able to recover here on this little bounce. I think that we're going back to 50,000 Satoshis here. I feel like at this point we're so close to that, and it's really the level that we need to bounce off of, I guess you could say, or at least test before we can hopefully start to put in a true base and then recover from there, because I feel like it's getting attracted toward that big round number, which is that 50,000 Satoshi level, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin now. So like I said, Bitcoin was looking good. We got our little run up, put in a high of $11,775. Keep in mind that our next big resistance after this red downtrend line, which is what we're currently struggling to get back above, is that $12,788 level. But first, we need to get back above this red downtrend line, and that's what we're having trouble with. So we're now currently dipping a little bit below our uptrend line on the RSI. Have to keep an eye on this, because if we maybe move lower towards this 50 line, that could definitely mean that we're in for a bit of consolidation. We'll have to see how things play out though. But what I'm looking at mainly is a bounce off this pink uptrend line right here. So I'll remind you that we're in this channel between these two pink trend lines, and our current uptrend line right here is really what we want to make sure we stay above, right? So we could always hear if there's some weakness that's going to come into the market. Wouldn't be surprised to see us move a little bit more horizontally, to lose the uptrend line support, and then to break out of the downtrend in a pretty horizontal manner. But that'll mean that we're probably in for some consolidation. We do have the Bollinger Bands still expanding a little bit. What it comes down to, like I said, is hopefully getting a bounce off this uptrend line right here. And once we see that, we should be ready to break above this red downtrend line, and that'll be pretty significant here for Bitcoin, and of course for other cryptocurrencies as a collateral. We should see really everything start to move back up. Bitcoin move back towards that $12,780 level. And just a matter of time here over the next 2-3 days, we'll have a very good idea of if we're going to start to consolidate or if we're still holding well in our channel as we move higher. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum now, see what Ethereum has been doing. And Ethereum dipped below that $917 support level, currently trading at $887. It is holding above the middle band, which is good. We do have these Bollinger Bands that are contracting quite a bit now, and we're starting to round back up on the indicators, lost the uptrend line support on the RSI. Now, it's interesting because I guess you could say Ethereum somewhat foreshadowed what was going to happen here with a little bit of pullback and consolidation. And now that I'm looking at Ethereum, I feel like we're going to see that for a lot of cryptocurrencies. No disaster, right? I'm not saying that we're going to go crashing, but we're probably going to consolidate a little bit here over the next week or two. And the reason for that is, especially for Ethereum, that's very clear right now, is that we're in this symmetrical triangle formation between these two red trend lines. And what that means usually is that we come towards the end of the formation until we either break towards the upside or downside. But usually we do have to come towards the end of the formation until we see a breakout in either direction. It looked like we maybe could have gotten a move, higher sooner, but as we saw, we stayed true to the formation, and we're now looking like we're going to come a bit lower, consolidate in this range here a little bit longer. So that's further, proven by the Bollinger Bands that are contracting, and really that's what I think is going to happen over the next few days. Let's go ahead and take a look at Litecoin, see what Litecoin has been doing. Has been one of the stronger cryptocurrencies, no doubt about it. It kind of leads the spikes, now taking a bit of a hit. We're still in our range between $218 and $239, which is very good. I'll have you know that we did go as high as $251 last night. So a lot of volatility there, but that is where we put in our short-term high. And it is good that we made a test for that. Hopefully now we're going to consolidate up until we reach the pink downtrend line, or getting close to that at least, and then we should be able to get back above $239. Hopefully we are still uptrending on the middle band, and we do have these expanding Bollinger Bands, which is very good. Still holding the uptrends on the indicators, but taking a little bit of a hit. So just to recap, make sure we want to hold the uptrend line over here, but really we're in this range between $218 and $239. That will likely continue. We could even see a little bit of a dip, down to maybe $205, $210 as we test the pink uptrend line, and really after that we should be ready to move higher. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ripple next, see if Ripple has been holding its range, because it has been pretty tight here as far as the price is concerned, kind of like Litecoin. So currently trading between $1 and $1.23. That's the range that we're in. We can also see our Bollinger Bands that are very flat right now. Same thing with the middle band, which further goes back to that consolidation that I was talking about. Now starting to see all the indicators taking a little bit of a hit. We don't want to see the MACD histogram go negative though, so that's something that we're going to have to pay attention to. But definitely, I'd say Ripple, like for a lot of other cryptocurrencies, in for a bit of consolidation here, and could even see a bit of a drop all the way down to 85 cents, maybe the uptrend line right here. We'll go ahead and put that in pink. If things get a bit weaker, I don't think we'll drop below that though. So yeah, really just a bit of consolidation. Have to keep an eye on the middle band, which is currently at 96 cents. If we drop below that, probably going to come back and test either that 84-cent level or even the longer term uptrend line, which isn't a bad thing, but just something to be aware of, I'd say. Let's take a look at NEO, and let's take a look at what NEO has been up to. So NEO had that attempt of breaking above the downtrend line, and managed to do so. Really got a little bit of a double top on that $146 resistance level. Unfortunately, none of that held, and a big reason for that is just because it was kind of ahead of the rest of the market. And like I mentioned in my previous daily crypto update, it was likely because of the fact that NEO was taking such a lead on the rest of the market that it was going to come back a bit lower and come back in line, so to say, kind of like Litecoin. So we're now dipping back below the red downtrend line. Could come back all the way down to $100 if things get that weak. Otherwise, we may kind of just trade on top of the red downtrend line as we move slightly lower, and then when the market is ready to come back up, NEO should really not have too much problem with that, and kind of lead the way as it has been doing with Litecoin and some of the other cryptocurrencies like Lisk. Now let's go over Stellar Lumens, see what Stellar has been up to. And Stellar has currently got a pretty massive drop all the way down to 3,500 Satoshis, exactly what I predicted. Now getting a nice doji candlestick on top of the uptrend line, and that's a great place to get a bounce off of. I do believe we'll bounce here. Should start to move higher again, back towards 4,000 Satoshis, and really probably going to trend higher along this uptrend line, also coming towards the end of our formation here, little symmetrical triangle formation. So we'll probably climb up a little bit higher and then break towards the upside, hopefully get back about 4,000 Satoshis as well pretty quickly. But yeah, we just had a final flush, I think, after a little downtrend, and now for Stellar, it should be able to slowly but surely trend higher as we come back up with the rest of the market. Looks like Stellar is even going to, start trending higher right away here. Slowly but surely, like I said. Let's take a look at Lisk. Lisk, like I mentioned, is actually one of the cryptocurrencies that was acting pretty strong, but since the market is so interconnected right now, you really can't escape these drops, and that's what we're seeing with Lisk currently. So we're back below the uptrend line, very slight uptrend though. Not the end of the world, but just something to be aware of. We're also crossed back below the orange line on the MACD, got a negative crossover on the histogram. A lot of bearish signals there, and we actually managed to break all the way back below that $25 mark, which I wasn't expecting. And unless we had some kind of quick bounce here, I wouldn't be surprised if we come back and test $20 and then consolidate between $20 and $25 as we come closer to this red downtrend line. At that point, hopefully we'll get a breakout above that. And let's go ahead and take a look at Cardano. Now, Cardano has been one of the cryptocurrencies that actually has been acting pretty weak. We're now coming up on 3,000 Satoshis. Very flat candlestick there. We're in the oversold area on the RSI. All indicators are downtrending, and it doesn't look like we're going to get a bounce here. So I'd say we're going back toward, unless we really are able to break above this pink downtrend line and remain above 3,000 Satoshis. I feel like there's a very big chance here with seeing the upcoming market weakness that we're going all the way down to 2,000 Satoshis, unfortunately. Let's take a look at IOTA next and see what IOTA has been up to. Currently, IOTA is at $1.81. We are starting to take a bit of a hit on the indicators. Pretty flat Bollinger Bands right now, and really probably going to see some consolidation between $1.47 and $1.91. With that being said, everyone, this is the end of the daily crypto update. Please make sure to follow me on Twitter for live updates, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, everyone.